Why use strict equality? Is equal to over loose is equal to in JavaScript. Imagine trying to compare apples and oranges and getting the same answer just because they look similar. That's what happens when you use loose equality in JavaScript. It can be confusing and lead to bugs. So, why do many programmers prefer strict equality? Let's find out. In JavaScript, there are two ways to compare values. One is loose equality, which uses double equals signs. The other is strict equality, which uses triple equals signs. Loose equality compares to values after converting them to a common type. This process is called type coercion. For example, if you compare the string 55 with the number 55 using loose equality, it returns true. That's because JavaScript converts the string 55 into the number 55 before comparing. On the other hand, strict equality checks both the value and the data type without changing anything. So, comparing 55 with 55 using strict equality returns false. This is because one is a string and the other is a number. It might seem simple, but this difference is very important. When you use strict equality, you know exactly what you are comparing. There are no surprises. Using loose equality can cause unexpected results. For example, comparing 0 with false using loose equality returns true. That's because JavaScript converts false to 0 before comparing. But with strict equality, 0 and false are different types and the comparison returns false. This can make your code more predictable and easier to understand. Another reason to choose strict equality is performance. Since it does not need to convert types, it runs faster. This might not matter much in small scripts, but in larger applications, every little bit of speed helps. Most importantly, using strict equality encourages better coding habits. When you compare values with strict equality, you are forced to think about the types of your variables. This makes your code clearer and reduces bugs. For example, if you want to check if a user input is exactly the number 10, using strict equality ensures you are not accidentally accepting the string 10. In JavaScript, there are primitive data types like numbers, strings, booleans, null, undefined, symbols, and big integers. When comparing these types, strict equality makes sure both the type and the value match. This helps you understand how data behaves and interacts in your code. So, when should you use these operators? Use strict equality whenever you want to compare to values for exact match. Use loose equality only if you have a specific reason to allow type coercion, but be very careful. In short, strict equality is safer, clearer, and faster. It helps you avoid tricky bugs caused by implicit type conversions. When you master these core concepts, you write more reliable JavaScript code that behaves exactly as you expect.